Hello and welcome to a new lecture on principles of microeconomics. I hope you all are doing good. In the previous lecture, I taught you something called as demand and what are the different types of demand. So in this lecture, I will talk to you about determinants of demand. So let's get started. So yesterday I taught you something called as demand. So today I'll just revisit that same concept again and then give you a sense of what are the major determinants of demand. So demand refers to the consumer's desire to purchase goods and services given his or her willingness to pay for it. Yeah. So this is what demand means. Now, given the fact that we know what demand is and what are the different types of demands, let us look at what are the major determinants of demand. What determines demand? So the first and important concept is price of the good as well as service itself. Yeah, let us assume that I want to purchase a commodity X. Yeah, its quantity will be denoted by quantity QX, its price will be denoted by PX, its price will be denoted by PX. So this price of commodity X which I intend to purchase determines my demand for it. There's a relationship between the two which I will talk to you when I talk when I'll teach what law of demand particularly means. But the first important determinant of demand is the price of the commodity itself which I intend to purchase, yeah, which I desire and for which I am willing to pay a certain price which is denoted by Px. Yeah. So the first point which determines, or the first important determinant of demand, is the price of the commodity and service itself. Yeah. So I hope this point is pretty much clear. The second and most important is income of the consumer, because I have to make sure that, I hope you guys remember that I am going to make and I'm going to do something called as series of constraint optimization. I've talked about this in the previous lectures, so please go and check the previous lectures as well. So income here is my constraint. So with my given income, for example say Y, in economics it is denoted by Y, I have to make sure that I purchase the commodities which I desire. So income is the second important parameter, or the second important determinant of the demand itself. Yeah, the demand itself. Now let us look into the third, which is very important concept, which is called as price of the related goods and services. For example, there are now at this juncture, since we are into the introductory part of microeconomics, let us look at something called as substitutes and complements. The next lecture which I am going to make is specifically it will be dealing with substitutes and complements. So now the price of related goods will always have an effect on the demand for that particular commodity itself. Yeah. So this is again a very important factor to determine demand of any commodity. So I will be dealing with substitutes and complements in the next lecture itself. So hence I'll restrict myself to this, just give you an idea of what can be related goods. They are either substitutes or complements. Substitutes of what? Substitutes of the commodity which I intend to purchase, that is substitute of X, complement of X. We will look at what kind of substitutes are there, what kind of complements are there in the next lecture. So just a comprehensive idea of the price of the related good itself will have an impact on the underlying demand for the commodity which I intend to purchase. The next is consumers' taste and preferences. This plays an important role, because you usually use a slang or a jargon saying that is not my taste. So that is not my taste, particularly this taste, and that is not my preference. This will help a person or an individual to determine his or her demand. If it is of my taste, if it is of my preference, I will obviously go for that particular commodity and service. If it is not of my taste and preference, I will obviously opt out of that consumption altogether. So a consumer's taste and preference plays an important role in determining the demand for a particular commodity in the market. So I hope the first 4 points are pretty much clear. The next is seasonality. What is the kind of season which is going on? For example, if at all it is summer, then the sale of ice cream will obviously go up. Yeah, the sale of, for example, say cold beverages will obviously go up when it is summer. So seasonality. when it is winter, obviously the sale of ice cream is going to go down, the sale of cold drinks are going to go down. So seasonality plays an important role in determining what kind of commodity will be demanded by the consumer. Yeah, so I hope the fifth point is pretty much clear to you, that boils down to seasonality. The season, the season which is going on plays an important role as a determinant of demand. The next is expectations. Now these expectations can be short term as well as long term. Yeah, if at all I am going to consume good X, what kind of expectations underlying my behavior are there for the shorter term and the longer term decides the actual purchase of that particular commodity. So therefore the important determinant of demand is expectation, what the consumer himself or herself is expecting out of that particular commodity. That expectation can be either in the shorter duration or shorter term, or in the long term or longer duration. So I hope the 6 points are pretty much clear. Another very important point which requires your attention is demonstration effect. Now demonstration effect particularly means to look at someone and then decide your consumption. For example, denims were actually consumed by coal mine workers in the US. Yeah. So but now denims have become, or jeans, whatever you call it, yeah, jeans, this has become a trend in India. Why? Because the Western counterpart is wearing it, the Western millennial cohort is wearing jeans. Why? That, or how that consumption which is there somewhere in the world is affecting my consumption decision is called as demonstration effect. So hence demonstration effect plays an important role in determining the quantity of that particular commodity which I am going to demand in the market. So I hope these few determinants of demand are pretty much clear to you. In the next lecture, I will be talking about something called as substitute goods and complementary goods, and how substitutes and complements will help a consumer to make informed choices. Thank you so much.